can't wait.
14 schools in Ascension Parish received grants from the LSU Ag Center and PCS Nitrogen to help them grow their own gardens.
Right there.
My name is Taylor Fry. We'll track the growth of 6 of the 14 schools until the end of the school year.
Y'all are good and strong.
This is Greauxing Gardens.
Hey, what y'all got right there?
What's the very first thing that we had to do to get our gardens ready? Gabby?
We had to build it and paint it.
We built it and painted it. Very good. Who screwed those screws in? Did Miss Paz and I do all the work? No, you guys got to get down there and help with those power tools, huh? Hi, my name's Amanda Babin, and I'm a 3rd grade teacher at Santa Ma Primary School. So what are some of the things that we use to help get the soil from the truck into the garden bed? We applied for the grant. We see so much food. One of the reasons that we see so much food being thrown away in the cafeteria, and because the kids just say that I don't like. So we kind of thought it would hold them more accountable. What did we have to lay out in the garden bed to help our garden be prepared to put our plants in? Ryan? We put in those soaker hoses. Very good. And what was the point of those soaker hoses to be in that garden, AC?
Get the soil moist.
It helped to get our soil moist.
It was really incredible to see the students remember everything that they had been taught from when they first started the garden a few weeks ago until now. And it was just really cool to see them raise their hand and want to answer questions and be so involved in the project.
Too much fertilizer can be worse than too little.
Hi, my name is Jessica Paz. I'm a 3rd grade teacher at Santa Ma Primary School. We don't want our soil to be low in nutrients, do we? No, we want to grow big, nice vegetables. Well, with science, we are wanting to incorporate as much reading as we possibly can. So we incorporate text as much as we can into our reading. And we were trying to find some more information about fertilization and something that would be easy for the children to understand and to be able to have the vocabulary and the knowledge.
Today we came out and we looked at some weeds. We took all the weeds and all the things that were potentially harmful to our garden, sucking up the water so our plants wouldn't get the water that it needs. So we want to grab all the way down close to our soil so we can get the root out. Believe it or not, the kids are seeming to enjoy being able to get dirty and knowing that it's okay to get dirty at school. They like to go digging. Most of them will go back to class without washing their hands if you didn't make them. But they like the hands-on. They like being able to touch and feel and not just see.
I know that every time we walk past it, or like yesterday, we just took a walk through it just for them to look at it and see. So they really enjoy just getting to watch it and look at it every day.
Something different about Santa Ma Primary's raised bed. They got some red paint and some blue paint. That's their school colors to show their school spirit. And they painted the boards red, and then all of the 3rd graders put their little tiny handprints and wrote their names on their handprints.
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today.
Look, Anthony,
I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
Miss Paz and I just are overachievers, and so we just wanted it to stand out. We didn't want it to be just wooden boards out. We wanted it to stand out and show that it's our kids and we're proud to be part of Santa Ma Primary. So we included those school colors, and then we put the hands to make it their own. To throw it away. Little pieces of things that don't belong we want to take out. Aubrey, you see something closer over here that looks like grass? There you go. I'm gonna kind of shake it up. That's a big weed. Look at all those roots on there.
So right now in the growing season, it's time to fertilize. And the teachers gave a little bit of fertilizer to each one of the students.
Miss Paz, they're getting a lot of the outside, so make sure you broadcast in the middle so they can come mix in.
And they got to broadcast it all in the crops, and hopefully they will be able to look at it in a few days or a few weeks and see that the fertilizer helps it grow.
We have covered all the parts of a plant and why they need the things that they need in science. But as well, we like to tie in that journal piece so they're held accountable for what they've done. They have to do that writing piece and answer the how they do it and the why they do it. So it's helping with their vocabulary and their thinking and putting from thought to paper.
Well, I think when we make them journal, they really take it to heart. They really understand what they did, and we're able to see as teachers whether or not they really were listening or paying attention. And they take ownership. It becomes part of them. I mean, they have really taken these gardens and just run with it. They are really enjoying being a part of the whole process, and it makes a difference. They're really excited about it, wanting to be always in it and around it. So
you got some of the roots good.
They look even taller to me than they do here.
So we want to grab all the way down close to our soil so we can get the root out. We hope to continue it and grow it from here on out. Start it again in August with our next group of kids, repaint, let them put their own touches on it, replant some other crops, the fall crops compared to the spring ones, so we can kind of grow different things throughout the school year.
Oh, they're going to remember us for sure. They're going to remember that garden, and they're going to remember how it feels to be a part of something and to be responsible for being able to grow those items. And hopefully, I can't wait to start it again next year and just to continue the process, and so all the kids get a part of it. And they become, it becomes part of them. So.
Health starts at the moment of conception. And as we grow, it's important to nurture our growth with natural and healthy choices. Here at the Horn of Plenty, we provide the right natural building blocks to ensure optimal, healthy growth.
Dishes. Not pretty in your sink, not pretty on your house. Weather interference? Also not a pretty picture. And those dish contracts, long-term commitments, big cancellation fees, it all gets pretty ugly. So when you're tempted by unbelievable offers, read the fine print. It's not as pretty as you think. But with eTel TV, everything looks better. No contracts, channels you really want, a clear, reliable picture, local service. eTel TV, it's a beautiful thing.
We've always been a community-based business. We started in 1979, and we've grown to what you see today. We started as a feed store. Now we do service work on equipment. We sell hardware. We provide the knowledge that you need when you come through the door. We try to cater to the needs of this community. As it's changed, we've changed. As it's grown, we've grown. And we're looking forward to the next 30 years.
The Growing Garden Show is brought to you by Old Time Farm Supply, keeping plants and animals happy and healthy since 1975.
Remember when we talked about budding? So we actually put potatoes in there. Hi, I'm Melissa Goodwin, and I'm a 7th grade teacher at Central Middle School.
Miss Melissa is a biology teacher to 7th graders, and she is definitely using the garden to help them with their hands-on learning.
As soon as the kids heard about it, they were kind of like, okay, garden club, not too excited in middle school. As we started bringing things in and building, they were racing to sign up and kind of fighting over who was going to do what. Even the 6th graders, the 8th graders, 7th grade, I think everybody wants their hands in some way.
Go ask Miss Upper.
Hi, I'm Isabella Francois. I'm a 7th grader at Central Middle School. I think that our generation, we don't really get out much, and we don't see a lot of things, and we don't get this kind of experience. This is not like once in a lifetime, but it is like our opportunity just to expand and okay, so these are our sunflower seeds, and then these are our marigolds.
It was really neat to be able to talk to one of the students and to be able to see her passion and interest in gardening and doing something that she's never done before. She seems really excited about it.
Coming outside and doing all of this is it's fun. It's different. It's not like something you can see on your phone or you're making it yourself. And I was so excited. Like, I was just so surprised that we got sprouts. In fact, that it actually happens. So I was just excited about doing it myself, kind of, and making it happen.
Today we took the we transplanted the sprouts that we had already germinated in some buckets, and we took those and transplanted them into our regular beds.
Hi, I'm June Thomas, Ascension Parish Master Gardener. I've also been an educator for 29 years and retired from that.
How was this potato planting different from most?
They forgot that you didn't need to start growing them ahead of time, and so the actual plants were grown partway before they put them in the soil this time.
Okay, so when we brought the plants out, Ms. June realized that we planted we didn't need to pre-plant the potatoes, so we could have just planted them or put them right into the ground. So we had some stalks, and so we were just able to dig those out and put them in the ground in the garden.
I think they'll be just fine because there was plenty of moisture around the roots, and maybe it'll rain, who knows.
Biology is really fun to teach, and it lends itself to hands-on projects because it's their everyday life. Every day they're living inside their bodies. They are going outside. They are eating fresh produce. They are dealing with abiotic factors in the environment. So the kids get to see plant cells under the microscope. We get to see body cells under the microscope. And so to be able to come out here and take our actual specimen from the garden to be able to use in the classroom is going to be great because they can actually come out here and snip it off and then bring it in there.
Melissa is so passionate about what she's doing.
I think that was neat because I think that we can learn it in a book all we want, but to do it hands-on is...
I think it's so cool that we're making potatoes because I love like French fries and mashed potatoes, any kind of potatoes. And
I have 2 grandchildren, and I visualize grandchildren of the community, and many of them don't ever get hands-on in the dirt, let alone have a garden where they raise things for themselves. And so I see that this is a way to expand in a whole lot of horizons and to really experience more richness in life than they would otherwise have.
I think it's important that we, like, in this generation, learn how to make it food ourselves and just kind of know that we can make it on our own. Like, if something happens, like, we can learn it.
Just to get their hands dirty and to take care of washing the tools and things like that. The more responsibility they take, the more ownership of it I think they'll feel. The fact that we get to teach this in their time in their life I think is good, and I think it's exciting, and I think that they never really thought they would like this, but I think it's surprising to them. They're interested, and I think it gives them a hands-on experience. So
I did it at my house before.
You can do that.
The things that teachers have to go through nowadays are things that I didn't have to when I began, and there is so much more pressure on them to perform and to be on all the time, and I just admire them so greatly.
Shoveling it out of the truck, they were so excited. I am looking forward to having some real life examples for my classroom, for my lessons, and then my long-term goal is to do a farmer's market with these kids so that they can really take their products and they can set them up and be proud to sell them. I mean, it's exciting for a teacher to see their students proud of their work.
I'm really excited to come back to Central Middle School to check out what Miss Melissa is teaching her students in the classroom and linking the garden to the classroom curriculum.
I don't know, something about like a different aspect of life, like seeing things differently, and I think everyone should start coming to this. We have a lot of people signed up, and I think it's just so important that, I don't know, it's just so good to be out here and do this, and I think I keep repeating myself, but this is like the truth. I see this as like an opportunity for everyone to express themselves and like be proud of something. If they've never been proud of themselves before, this is something that you can do, and it makes you feel like 100 times better. Accomplished. Thank you.
My dad opened the first DeLone Stewart Center in 1974. When we were children, I think I was only about 6 at the time, and we practically grew up here. Now we all work here together to keep in the family what our dad started.
DeLone's has a large selection of Traeger grills and Yeti products for your outdoor entertaining. We are also fully stocked with name brand soils and mulch for your gardening needs. Come in and visit us today at one of our 2 locations.
Hi, I'm David. I grow my own vegetables and herbs. I like to plant bell peppers, onion, tomatoes. One of my favorite things to cook is a chicken recipe with a lot of rosemary and a lot of lemon. I love to garden with the kids. From the planting to the cultivating to the actual harvest and seeing it used in our food, and I just think it's something great for them to learn.
There's nothing like fresh vegetables and herbs straight from your backyard. And we've got all your favorites at Louisiana Nursery.
Oh, I got some secret recipes, but no, I don't think I'll be telling you.
Home IQ from ETEL is smarter security and home automation. Remotely activate and monitor your security system. Lock and unlock your doors. View and record video. Control your thermostat and lights. All on one easy-to-use app and website you can access from your smartphone, tablet, or PC. With ETEL's Home IQ, home is where your handheld is. Call or visit etel.com/homeiq to see the app in action and to learn more.
Dill is a type of herb they use when they make ranch dressing. Hi, I'm Danielle Russell. I'm a teacher at Sorrento Primary. Go Mudbugs! They put that in there with some vinegar and all kinds of other things, and that's what makes it taste like a pickle. If you go to this one, you can smell it. Go close and you can smell what it smells like. You smell it?
Today we're here at Sorrento Primary in Sorrento. We're going to plant some cucumbers and tomatoes. They already have some potatoes growing, and you can actually see the sprouts.
I like it because it has the most plants of all.
I think the biggest thing is they're actually getting to see and experience those things you talk about. It's one thing to talk about dirt, but until you feel it and know what it feels like and what it feels like when it's wet or when it's dry, it's hard for a child to start to process some of those experiences.
Flower, it's going to be a white flower in a couple days.
Hi, I'm Mary Jo Polig, and I'm a master gardener with Ascension Parish. These kids didn't know anything. They didn't know how radishes grew or that cucumbers, one girl asked me today, does one seed produce one cucumber?
You're doing a great job. That plant is in perfect spot.
And so I told her, no, it's going to make a big vine and it's going to have lots of cucumbers on it. And so they're just going to learn how it works and how it grows, and I'm really excited about it.
I was really impressed with one of the students. He saw that some leaves had fallen off of a tomato plant, and he had the smart idea to actually plant the little stem into the ground.
Since it fell off of a bigger one, I'm thinking I've tried this at my other garden at my house. What you do is you plant it carefully and it re-roots, and so it becomes a plant of its own, and it still grows stuff.
How did you learn about that? How did you know that?
Because I tried it at my house because my dad was telling me about it. So I made my own little garden, and it grew.
Wow, and it worked? Mm-hmm. You think it'll work? That's so awesome.
I was impressed. That was really smart, because tomatoes you can do that. You can root them. And so the fact that he had done it before and knew to do it and saw these 2 little pieces on the bed and decided to go ahead and plant them, I thought that was pretty cool.
You can't see them because they're down in the ground.
They have actually put worms in the garden.
That one is cilantro.
Yes, it is.
One of the other teachers said they had an earthworm lesson, and they came and they put earthworms in the garden, which I think is so cute.
They help our plants grow.
What do they eat?
Poop.
No, they don't eat poop. They eat dirt so they can make
poop.
And what does that do? Makes them grow very strong, doesn't it?
So it's kind of an exciting time. The plants are coming up.
Tell me when you're ready for me to move it. We can move to the other side.
Today, one of the students saw a little ladybug.
Look what's right there.
Smells like pickles.
What is on that?
What's on it?
Do you see?
Look.
Ladybug.
And so we got all excited. That means that's a good thing for the garden because ladybugs are a good bug to have in the garden.
All right, today in our garden, we planted some plants, and this is what it's gonna grow into.
I think every teacher that I've met so far really wants to include what they're learning in the garden with what they're learning in the classroom.
Kenneth, tell him, what is it gonna grow?
Tomatoes.
You did hear, nice job. It's gonna make some tomatoes. So what happened?
And I think Danielle is doing a really great job at that. After we came out here in the garden, the kids and the students went back into the classroom and she had a little piece of paper with the cycle of the tomato plant, and the kids were able to tell her and spit back to her exactly what they did today.
What did we do, Ken? We planted the seeds, and then what did we do?
So it's clicking. It's really great to see that what they're learning out here is clicking, and it's not a waste. This is really great. The kids are learning about agriculture and learning about where their food is coming from.
It's really cool just taking some of those things that can be more abstract in our school environment and actually having that opportunity for it to be very concrete, and then they can have that reference to pull as they get further on in their science experiences and, you know, other math with measuring and all of that. You know, there's so many concepts that are being taught. And then we planted it. Remember, we planted them in our little cups, and we started to grow a very small plant. Because we need to get the tomatoes good and wet. You need me to take the shovels?
We're looking forward to everything growing, for the potatoes to produce in I think another month or so. They caught in a little bit late, but they're starting to grow. But they should be able to harvest the potatoes, the radishes, and the lettuce for sure. And hopefully the tomatoes will get a good start and they'll have some tomatoes that they can pick before they leave for the summer.
It's just it's a relaxed teaching environment, and they're learning so much and they're getting to talk, and you get to have those more natural conversations with children that sometimes in the classroom just don't get to happen in that same type of environment. So what happened is, out of our tomato, somebody took the little seed out of it. And then we planted it. Remember, we planted them in our little cups? It's really been great hearing the vocabulary building with all of the students, and they're using the gardening terms, which is just really fun to see them growing and learning through those experiences. I'm gonna make this red fruit. What is that called?
Tomato. They just got to learn and get out here and touch the dirt and get to see bugs and things like that. So it's going to be really exciting to follow this school and see how their plants grow, and it looks like it's going really well so far. Here in Louisiana, every parish has a county agent to help answer any questions people might have about agriculture or horticulture or their land, any questions they might have like that. So for Ascension Parish, Mr. Craig Roussel is the county agent.
I'm Craig Roussel, and I'm the horticulture agent for Ascension and St. James Parish for the LSU Ag Center.
So a student from Santa Ma Primary has a question to ask Mr. Craig about how much sun a plant needs.
I'm Faith Bateman, and I'm a third grader at Santa Ma Primary. Mr. Craig, do some plants need more sun and water in order to grow?
For vegetable gardens, 6 to 8 hours, which is considered full sunlight. So ideally you would like your vegetable garden to be in an area that's going to receive full sun all day long. Your fruit-bearing plants will typically require more sun than your leafy plants. or leafy crops. So fruit bearing like tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, cucumber, squash, those are going to require closer to that 8 hours of sunlight, where your vegetables, you like lettuce, mustard greens, maybe collard greens, any of the parts where you're going to be eating the green leaves that don't produce fruit that you're going to eat, you can probably get by closer to that 6 hours of sunlight.
No matter the size of your project, big or small, Outdoor Living will deliver to you. So come see us at Outdoor Living in Gonzales or give us a call.
Hi, I'm Tyler Wagaspeck, NFR steer wrestler.
Tyler Wagaspeck!
Whenever I'm home, Saks Western Store is the place I like to go for anything I need.
Cowboy and cowgirl up. Saks Western Store is everything you need, from horse feed, tack, ropes, hats, shirts, boots, and much more. And we aren't just Western anymore. We have supplies for all your gardening needs. Come to Saks Western Store in Gonzales.
The Growing Garden Show is brought to you by Old Time Farm Supply, keeping plants and animals happy and healthy since 1975.
It has been such a joy to go from school to school to school and see the impact that the LSU Ag Center, the Growing Gardens program has had on so many children already. At St. Amant Primary, I loved how the teachers had the children engaged from beginning to end.
What are some of the things that we use to help get the soil from the truck into the garden bed?
They got to read about fertilization and why we have to fertilize and how much to fertilize and all the facts. And then they got to go outside and actually do it. So at Central Middle School, I really enjoyed going there. That was a group of older kids. And I think they're also starting to open their eyes to the world around them and realize that, things don't just pop up. Things don't just show up, like they got there a certain way. And so these 7th and 8th graders are learning about how that happened, and they're being able to do it with their own hands. And also in 7th and 8th grade, I think that they gain a voice, and they have a voice, and they're going to be able to tell the world and the community and their families about what they're learning and why it's important. It was also really neat to talk to Isabella, one of the students I got to talk to.
I think it's important that we, in this generation, learn how to make food ourselves.
And just see her passion and her interest. And I think that she's just gonna be so inspiring and awesome at whatever she decides to do.
They help our plants grow.
At Sorrento Primary, I loved seeing those students learn.
Out of our tomato, somebody took the little seed out of it.
You could see it on their faces, you could see it in the way that they were walking and talking. They were so relaxed. They were just in their element, and they were really enjoying learning about gardening.
That one is so long too.
Yes, it is.
So they planted everything, and now we just have to watch and see if it grows. I talked to Danielle, and she said that things are growing well. So I'm excited to go back and check out how everything is going.
Look what's right there.
Smells like pickles. What is that?
What's on it?
Do you see?
Look.
Ladybug.
And hopefully the students will go home and pass it on to their parents and also their children, and to just keep the momentum of agriculture and keep it in our roots, and that it doesn't just go away, and that we don't just take for granted what it takes to grow gardens. And plus, it's also really great for your mind and for your body to just be outside and experience what it's like to grow something green and to touch it and feel it and then be able to taste it. It's just a really, really great and fun thing to do.